Now you want more joy in your life. So you try to create it and then know that feeling that it brings, whether it's doing something in your work that's bringing you joy, like what we're all doing here. That is joyful. So recognizing it and bringing more in. May not be easy, but I think that's the first step. You should take time for that. You should take time for the joyful moments, because everything else, when you look at it, really doesn't matter. At the end of your life, you're not going, gosh, I wish I would have worked more. I wish I would have done this more. I wish I would have recognized joy and had more joy in my life, or brought more, because it's up to us to bring more joy into our life. And we can, and anybody can. That's the wonderful thing. It doesn't cost anything. My name is Brenda Callaghan, and I'm the Executive Director of the Home Builders Association of Greater Cleveland. And I found out about this Chair of Joy from one of our members, Laura Miniff, and had explained to me a little bit about it. And we had just got to talking about joy and how much more joy we need in our lives. So that's when I first heard about it. I actually was a native Clevelander. I grew up on the west side of Cleveland. After school, I left and went to Texas and lived there for a while, but I did find myself back home. Kept saying to myself, I don't want to spend every vacation coming to Cleveland. I actually want to see more than just Cleveland. So anyway, and then I started my career here, and I started out in communications, and now I'm with a nonprofit association and in the housing industry, which I absolutely love. I grew up in the housing industry. My dad was a contractor. So I got exposed to it early on, and I just kept coming back to it. I've been to a couple of associations at nonprofits made up of a lot of builders and remodelers, and I think what we do is wonderful. They're artists, artisans, and if you look back in our history, the people that first came over to our country, there was a lot of skilled craftsmen, a lot of artisans, and the respect for that and what they did over in Europe was tremendous, and they were the ones that survived when they first came over in the tough winters and that they had to experience. But when you look at where the industry today, and it's kind of like we've come back there, because there was a point where people looked at trades people as, okay, well, I don't go to college, or I can't go to college, so I'm going into the trades. And that's so wrong, so wrong. I mean, what people do to build things and make things, and the transformation that you can turn a house into a home, it's wonderful. So I love what they do, and I love what I do in this association, and trying to draw attention to that there are kids that will grow up, and some of them like working with their hands. You could put two kids in a room and put them at a computer or at Lego blocks, and some of them will be attracted to building, and neither one is better than the other. It's really what they do, and I think we need to draw more attention to that, to start really respecting people in the trades a lot more than we do, because they're artists. One of the things that our organization has started recently is we do what we call hard hat tours. So we go into the vocational schools and we get these kids and we bring them out to the homes and we show them the home being built from foundation on up, and they just to watch them. I think as they're going through classes, and then they come and they go into a suburb or where these homes are built, and they're in awe. And then I think they start thinking what they do is so important. And you can talk to people that work in commercial construction and then people that work in residential construction, and it's different because you are building a home. People are going to be living there. So there's a different sense of purpose there. And we just love bringing these kids when they can see this is what they're training for. And then the entrepreneurism. So our current president came up through the trade schools, and to see him, to me, and we have so many stories like that. But he was in college, and he left college, and he was a vocational student, and he now is running a business. He's got a partner. They build homes. They remodel homes. And when you see that, these people are entrepreneurs as well as builders and remodelers. So they have that artisan, but then they learn the other part of running their own business. And they're doing very well. And I think today we're starting to realize that. You do have kids that are coming out of school that may not be able to have or find a job. And we try to encourage them, get a trade. Go into plumbing, go into electrical work, carpentry. I mean, these are important jobs, and they make very good money, especially today. And it's hard because we have a shortage. We have a trade shortage. So I think we have to change the image, and then I think we have to encourage more kids to get into it. But to your point, when you see a young child go into the trades, and then 10 years later, they're running their own business, and they have their own family. It's just, it's great. We are in the Home for the Holidays. So this whole home is the result of about 50 local and national companies coming together, donating products and services, and they've built it. The groundbreaking was in July. And when you watch where we were in July and where we are today, and what we are doing, we're raising money for the Make-A-Wish organization, and also our charity. And our charity helps give scholarships to kids that want to go into the trades. But it's just been amazing where we were 6 months ago and trying to make this happen. This is our first year doing this during a pandemic. We had so many different things happen. There was a shortage of materials. There was a shortage of, I can't even think of just the different challenges, but we all moved forward and we kept moving forward. And to be sitting here today going, it's real, it's happening. We're selling tickets. Someone has a chance to win this $495,000 home. Not only that, it's all the good that it's going to bring. And with kids, with the Make-A-Wish organization, there's a couple hundred wishes that got put on hold. The number one wish that these kids like to do is go to Walt Disney or travel. So all that, because the pandemic, got put on hold. So we're hoping to make a difference there. And that is just wonderful. And just to watch the community come together and the people that we talked to and we asked, yes, we're right there. They just jumped in. Very little no's. Like, we want to help. We want to be a part of this. So it's just been exciting to watch it where it was. And then, again, you sit here and it's all decorated for the holidays. It's just a nice feeling. And then know where we were and how we got here. Just knowing it's a home that someone is going to have a chance to win this holiday. I would love to walk through the door and see. When we were going through this whole process, and again, it was a team effort, and we have over 50 companies involved. And just to watch the transformation, and then when we came in, and everything was decorated for the holiday, and we brought some of our sponsors in, they were just like, wow, because some of them, especially knowing behind the scenes, like when we couldn't get furniture for the furnishings because of the supply problem that we had this year. And I think people thought, is it really going to happen? And then just in the past couple of weeks, from everybody that was able to come see it and then just walked in when they saw it all decorated, it was great. It was just great to see, wow. And then walking through it. And even this morning, one of the representatives or volunteers with the Make-A-Wish organization came in, and it was just, again, that wow factor when you walk in. And it's like, it really did happen. So there's so much, there's joy in that. That's the joy. Like, it's, oh my God, we got together, we all helped, and we made it happen, and it's here today. Knowing that what you're doing is so important, the joy that you're going to bring to kids that will be able to have wishes that have been put on hold. And these are critically ill children. And knowing that you're making a difference, it's almost like no matter what somebody throws at you, like every day, it's like, okay, this happened. It's all right, we're going to get around it. And that kept pushing me forward, knowing the end result, what that's going to bring, the joy into other people's lives, makes me happy. So that is, that just keeps me getting up every morning. And it's like, okay, go ahead, throw the pandemic, throw whatever it is at us. We're going to just keep going because it's so important what we're doing. I wake up in the morning and it's like, no matter what challenge I'm going to face or how that day is going to end, knowing that we are one step closer, it just brings you so much joy. Mm-hmm. So knowing that, okay, we've done it, I've done it, we've all done it together, that's joyful. And I can't wait to see the wishes that will be made possible because of what all of us are doing here. The most recent was literally 2 years ago. My children all live away from here. We all got to spend a Christmas together, and it was pure joy. I knew at that moment that with all of them being home and being able to do things together, and it was going to be the most joyful Christmas I ever had, because now I can't take that for granted. I don't know when the next time we'll all be together. So knowing that it happened, I still, every time I think about it, we did silly things, but we did fun things. They're older now, of course, but we did all the fun things of decorating cookies, and we laughed, and we played Trivia Pursuit, and we went downtown Cleveland and saw all the Christmas lights, and we got to go to Playhouse Square. My daughter had bought tickets for all of us to go. We cut down a tree together. We did all the fun things that you want to do at the holiday time, and I cherish it, because I still cherish it, because I don't know when that's going to happen again. So that was the most joyous holiday I've ever had. I come back to the holidays all the time because I come from a very big family. I have 12 brothers and sisters. So, and I'm the middle child. I'm number 7. So when we're all together, it's so special. And younger days, we would be all around the tree, and my dad would call off each name separately, and it was just a joyful time. It was being together and being with family. And to anyone else walking in, it's so chaotic and so crazy. I've had, even my husband, the first time he spent Christmas because we still get together, this is chaos, this is so much. But for me, it's just normal, because when you grow up with all those children in the family, you always have a friend, you always had someone to talk to. And I always felt, being in the middle, that I had two sets of family, because there's a wide age range, but a lot of fun. Just so many memories when we were all together. It's joy.
Okay.
That's what it is. Beautiful. And you can sit and be quiet, and just, even though chaos is around you, it's just that we're all together. We're all together, and you don't know how many times that will happen again. I know this sounds crazy, but an old-fashioned mason jar, and opening it up, and just, because they're from history, and then they're here today, and it's just, I don't know, I would bring that together. That's where I would. I guess enjoy the moments. Like, we're so rushed, and we're doing so many things, and everything seems so important, and it's those quiet moments that you can feel just pure joy, no matter where you are. If being on a beach, and just telling them, like, just take a moment and process it, and just those fleeting moments of joy, you just kind of hold on to them. It's funny, because when I talk to people, it's like, I just really want joy, more joy in my life. And I think the older I get, it's one of those things I'll continue to try to bring more joy. It doesn't cost anything. You just have to find it. You have to find it within yourself. You have to find it in what you do. And then you have to really cherish that moment, or moments, or however long it is. There's so many people that I'd give it to. There is so many, because I think I work with a lot of people that were always under the gun. We're always working so hard. We're always doing everything and trying to be more than what, and then it's like, look at what really matters. It's like joy. That's what you would want, right? So if you could, I would give it to everybody. I have a chair of joy. It's our island. We have 3 stools there. They're very comfortable stools, not something that you'd find. And what we do when my daughters come in town, or friends come in town, it's go get a cup of coffee. We sit at the island, sit at the bar, and we put our feet up on the middle one, because you have 3, and then we just talk. We just talk about everything, about our lives, what we're going through, and we all gravitate towards the kitchen. I mean, I could have the most comfortable living room or whatever, but we all gravitate towards the kitchen. So, and those are the most comfortable stools. So we just sit there, and it's kind of funny, because even when friends come, it's like an automatic. You have 3 chairs, you put your feet on the one in the middle, and you just enjoy each other's company. If I would just like to sit there, and I do have a view of our backyard, and there's a pond in the backyard, and just, there's a lot of acreage there. So just sitting there on that very comfortable chair and looking outside and just seeing nature and just enjoying just quiet, stillness. Could I do it 4 times a day? I'm thinking, could I? I would love to, because I know, and even with this pandemic, the thing, just a simple being able to spend time with somebody. We've all been kind of closed up in our house. So now it's like, wow, what I would do to just be able to sit down and share memories and talk to somebody. It's right there, and we don't stop to think about it or to remember it, and it gives you that feeling that you have, like, wow, that was really fun. I think, too, they're in the military, so I mean, not that there's not joy there, but they have stressful jobs. But I think as we've all gotten older, we just realize those special moments. We're a very close family, and, so joy, like, recognize it. The moments happen so fast, and even though you're in it and you're like, this is a lot of fun, I feel really good, this makes me feel very warm and wonderful, but then it's gone, and then you want it back. So you need to recognize when you have joy and then appreciate it and then try to make more and bring more into your life. Now you want more joy in your life, so you try to create it and then know that feeling that it brings, whether it's doing something in your work that's bringing you joy, like what we're all doing here, that is joyful. So recognizing it and bringing more in. May not be easy, but I think that's the first step. You should take time for that. You should take time for the joyful moments, because everything else, when you look at it, really doesn't matter. At the end of your life, you're not going, gosh, I wish I would have worked more. I wish I would have done this more. I wish I would have recognized joy and had more joy in my life, or brought more, because it's up to us to bring more joy into our life. And we can, and anybody can. That's the wonderful thing. It doesn't cost anything. I can bring more joy into my life by taking the time to stop and recognize and cherish just those moments of stillness, of memories. I mean, too, that's what you have at the end of your life, are a lot of memories. And it brings a smile to your face when you can think about them. I do think joy is the answer, because it's what you make, it's what you feel, it's what I feel when I feel joyful. And interestingly enough, a couple years ago, that word hit me. And when you start looking at your life, and I remember saying, I just want more joy. I just want more joy in my life. Hence the pillow I got that says joy across it. And I have it on my bed. I want more joy in my life. So it made me think that, I can do that. I can put more joy in my life. There's nothing stopping me. So I think that's what it's done. It's made me think about it. This experience with the Chair of Joy has been very interesting and very positive, and Cheryl's been great to work with it. And this is so comfortable, I don't think I'm going to get out of it.